Alright, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Totally Ascended, back at it again with another video. Today, the patch is out. The Tekken 5.01 patch, which introduced a few bug fixes to the game. I talked about this patch in a small previous video, but here we're going to actually go over the notes. This isn't my first time looking at them, but this is my first time like messing with them in game, so I'm not going to go in order. I'm going to go in order of importance, which actually means I need to switch characters. So we'll start with Armor King. Actually, he's a small change, and you'll have to forgive my lack of execution with some of these characters that I don't utilize. Okay, so for Armor King, it's a change to his Rage Drive. So apparently that was changed to make the opponent closer upon grab. I forgot to do Giant Swing. Dang, I really forgot how to do Giant Swing. That sucks. Is that right? It's kind of hard to input actually on this controller because I'm not getting the down input. Alright, I'm trash. Don't worry about it. Oh, I was doing it right. So basically, if I'm not trash, which I kind of am, like I said, forgiving for execution, especially with this controller. But you can see they're closer. They used to be, like, after you landed that, they would probably be, like, this far away. Right here. But now, you can kind of... It's a lot easier to get something guaranteed. Me personally, normally I would just do... and do Shining Wizard right after. But you can go for the Giant Swing if you're a lot better than me at doing throws. So but that's the only change to him. There's a bug fix to Miguel that fixes his Savage stance. Forces his opponent to block an attack, and there's a certain behavior in there that's not intended. So I don't play against a whole lot of Miguel, so I wouldn't effectively know like that. There's a bug fix to Lucky Chloe on her forward 3+4, which I believe is the little California roll type move. Claudio has his running 2 adjusted, which is his rocket punch. That's being adjusted to not trigger a guaranteed attack from the side or back. And the same thing with Alyssa's King. Regular King has gotten a small buff, which I'm honestly not sure why it wasn't like this before. In turn on frame advantage, so you guys can see. Detailed. Okay. And then I'll make him block all the way. Okay. So King's running 3 previously was neutral on block. Now it is +3. Which I don't understand why it wasn't already like plus on block anyway. Because this move is mad linear, so I feel like you deserved mad plus frames. I actually think it should be more plus. Because this move is super easy to step, to be honest. Like, he has such a wind up on it. So I feel like it could actually deserve to be more plus, but it shouldn't have been neutral and block anyway, so that's fair up to me. Simple select. The next one we're going to look at is law. Go up here, go down here. Oh, okay, there we go. I didn't know if he was under martial or law. So his change is to, there's a few, he had a wall crush thing as well. The dragon kick, you could get certain from the side or the back if you hit them into the guard crush. He had guaranteed hits. But so that's taken away from him. But the only thing that he really got per se is stand. Okay, so his rage drive was previously 26 frames. So now it starts up faster. So you see the regular sweep starts out at 26. But it can go as fast as 22 frames. So they made it slightly faster. Doesn't really seem to matter too much. It still says it's starting up at 26. But you can see the difference. It's actually kind of noticeable. Like if I do it without the rage drive, you can tell it's moving kind of slow. And you can actually visibly see it go a little bit faster. So it's a little bit harder to block on reaction. Just make the rage drive more useful. Because honestly, Law's rage drive was mad trash. So it kind of still is. Like it's just an attack rage drive. They really don't serve any real purpose besides like pushing you to the wall. But let's get into the big boys. There are three really, well, not really big, but there are three pretty good changes. So let's start with the person who I believe was on top. Big boy Feng Wei. Let me make sure I know how to do this combos one time. Because I actually don't. What is it? It's that. Okay. So let's see. That's wrong. Reach. Yeah, reaches. So that works only if you're like rolling. But if you don't get up, right? Not guaranteed anymore. So in no world is that shoulder guaranteed. Which, this is a fair nerf, right? Like, he didn't need that. What's that? Right, he didn't need that. He already had a perfectly good wall combo. And actually, I don't know what it is. But I don't think it hurts him in any way. Like, I don't think that one specifically hurts him. He just didn't need it. It was too much damage. So, now the real nerfs that are really going to affect him are the two nerfs to his back Kempo stance. So, the two moves that we most frequently saw were obviously back Kempo. I think it's 2. Yeah, back Kempo 2 and back Kempo 3. Right, because it's hop kick. Which, of course, you see how far back Kempo puts you. Like, I'll have it sit at like 1.3. Back Kempo moves you back a full unit of range. Right. That's ridiculous. That's a lot of space to lose. It's very easy to whiff a move. And you don't even have to commit to it, right? Like, you're not going to get punished because it's basically a better backdash, right? If I were backdash twice, I get about the same distance, but I can still delay a move if I see you do anything, right? So, naturally, you nerf 2 of the moves that he had the best. So, previously, back Kempo 2 would land you a guaranteed shoulder follow-up. Now, it's still guaranteed if you don't hold back. I forgot I turned off the check roll stuff. So you can possibly still run up and get one. Actually, I don't think you can get it even at close range. Okay, yeah, you can't. You can get it. But let's say you do anything but stay on the ground. Actually, let's just do the best option. So, no follow-up on this at all anymore. Hold back, nothing happens. It effectively resets neutral. Right? So, we're back where we started. Right? Back Kempo hits you, resets neutral. So, the other big thing is 3, like I said. I got to put on guard all. So, minus 16. So this option is now launch by everybody, I believe. 15 usually means it's like hop kickable, but 16 means it's effectively launchable by everybody. So this move is very dangerous, which it was fair because this move used to be minus 12, right? That's ridiculous for something that moves you back an entire number range, right? And then you can delay, check, launch. Minus 12. You don't get to punish them hardly at all for that. Now, do it if you want to. Right? And these were the main two, right? Because this one hits mid and this one hits high. So you'd pretty much only use those two because the other ones weren't really good. This one's kind of slow and easily steppable. This one's a low, which it still has its uses, but right, you can get a follow-up stomp or flip overhead. Actually, I'm supposed to get flip over overhead. I can't tilt it. There we go. So, but those are Fang's nerfs. I've seen Nee talk about how he thinks the character is like dead now or super bad, and not even close, man. Like these aren't like super broken moves, but they still take out a good chunk of damage. And even though this is mad risky, like it's still back Kempo, right? 9 times out of 10, you'll see them swing and hit confirm it anyway. So I don't think it hurts the character that much. It just brings him more in line. Because if you're being honest, this character was pretty unfair, right? Like, this character was pretty dumb. Still is pretty dumb, right? I don't think this is the end of his reign at all. Like, I think he's still a very strong character. Right? It doesn't, like, they only changed a few and really, really, really annoying things, some keys, but he still has everything else. So I don't think it's a bad nerf. Right? I think these are pretty good nerfs considering what this character can do. And last but not least, my boy. That boy Akuma. Now, his nerf isn't actually that bad. I was expecting a whole bunch of BS, but there's good nerfs, honestly. These are actually pretty warranted nerfs. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even going to cap. So, the first nerf, if I don't mess up the combo, now, I did get a little bit 2+, but that also has to do with the changes to the move. There's lag added on to his running 3, so there's more recovery. Right? So that's why it's that 6 frames, right? Normally, that would have been 3 frames I don't know if I hit it at -7 or -3 actually, but either way, because I have the computer set to hold back, basically, it would have caught them. So the running 3 resplat wall resplat setup is gone because they added those 3 frames, right? I am. There we go. Right. So and then if I get any lower than like 6, they won't even turn over. So the jab, even if you do get the correct frames, the jab, the down jab is just gonna make them stand straight up, and then they can block the Shoryu. Actually, they can block the jab. So this doesn't even work. And then the running 3, it has too many frames added onto it for you to get the wall splat set up. So that's gone. I'm going to go to, let me switch it to side roll left specifically. And then we're going to go to the wall because we're going to talk about the universal change. Okay. There we go. So the universal change, this affects a lot of characters actually. So side roll, right? The side roll wake up option on the ground is actually sped up, right? Specifically after you hit the wall, right? So the notes say it improved the homing, but basically means when you side roll, it's going to force you to turn faster, and when you get up, it's actually going to home in and allow you to block the attacks. So a common Akuma technique. Doesn't work anymore. Right? That was bad. Doesn't work anymore. Doesn't work anymore. You'll automatically home in and turn, so those setups don't work anymore. Now there are some fixes, at least for Akuma's case. There's a fix that specifically works if your opponent is side rolling left. So I could do. Dang, I messed up. That was terrible. It's You have to give me a break. I haven't actually tried this. So I can still get a hit off of doing that specific setup. Right? So basically, if you see this, you can always know that they're going for it. Right? So don't just happy mash tech roll. Right? And again, that only works if you're rolling to the left. So if you're rolling to the right, doesn't work. So even then, that is not guaranteed. So you can get out of it. Just roll to the right. Okay? Because conveniently, this was the same way to beat it before, is to roll to the right. Right? If you roll to the right, you will never get hit by this. Right? So it's there. It's basically a knowledge check. Just don't mash to the left against Akuma. Just go to the other way. So that was the same counterplay to it before. But this wall effect applies to multiple characters. Like, I can't go to the characters, obviously, because I don't use everybody like that. But Law, Drag, Heihachi, Julia, Xiao Yu. There's a lot of characters that had some pretty cheeky cross-up setups where they'd go onto the other side and then abuse how the Yukimi mechanic used to work to get a free launch, pretty much, right? If you teched the wrong way. If you teched at all, right? Xiao Yu would get a free combo reset. Julia could get a free combo reset, and so on and so forth. So because of that same change that pretty much cucks Akuma, it does the same thing to everybody else. So there's a lot of characters that lost power. All things considered, that's actually a pretty big nerf for Akuma. So now pretty much all Akumas can really do is go for the guaranteed wall damage, right? So now you just get regular Oki. Right, but it cuts a lot of his damage, because a lot of the contingency points of having to deal with Akuma is the fact that you hit the wall once and then it's guess for game. Right, so that's a pretty big nerf, but it is what it is. I'm actually okay with that nerf. That's actually a really fair nerf, that he could just do things like that. And I'm happy that it's done to everybody else as well. One of my biggest complaints is a lot of nerfs being done to very specific characters and not to everybody, right? It wouldn't be, to me, it wouldn't be fair to take it away from Akuma and then let Julia and Xiao Yu and all these other characters keep it. I don't care how strong they are. The point is that they have to, right? So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was a lot longer than it should have been, as opposed to some other videos. Like there are plenty of like 1 minute videos out there, or less than 2 minute videos that you can check out. But I wanted to give you a proper explanation, right, of some of the at least Akuma, right? Akuma, Fang, and how I feel about these characters, right? So there's a lot of people that are definitely upset that we saw no Zafina touches on the patch, no Marduk touches on the patch, right? So a lot of people are upset about this, but again, I don't think Zafina ever needed a nerf. I mean, I don't think the character's strong enough to be that good by herself. Proof is that Arslan doesn't just solo her in tournaments anymore. He actually plays different characters to progress his point, and he's obviously the only person really pushing the character to that level in the first place. So to me, that doesn't warrant the character needing a nerf. Fang got about as much as I thought he deserved. Akuma, these are fair. So to me, the game, it was a good balance patch, honestly. I kind of didn't like the side roll change, only because it's some characters I feel actually do need it. Like I kind of think Xiao Yu actually needed it, because Xiao Yu is not a very high damaging character. Like, she depends and relies on the mix. So, I mean, it's unfortunate for her. She's got to deal with it because of everybody else. But it is what it is, man. I think it's a solid small patch. I mean, patches shouldn't be game-changing while everybody is trying to compete and qualify for the Tekken World Tour anyway. Like, that would be BS. So, alright, that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.